Well, hello good people, it's great to be back after Computex Water Show. Make sure to check out our playlist of Computex here, but it's always great to come back with something excellent waiting for you at home. So the H500 is a very exciting lineup because it's supposed to replace the S340, which is NZXT's one of the most popular enclosures and actually in the top 10 on Amazon too. Huh? Now that is a beauty. Man, they're really making the peel difficult. So I'm personally super excited about the H500 series because it is very well priced, it is meant to be competitive, it is replacing the S340 Elite with the current generation of like NZXT's design language. You know, this one's construction. Now you can definitely tell this is part of their H series and I'm excited to see where they can take it. So let's see if this thing is any good right after this. It's always a pleasure upgrading or adding new hardware to your system, especially when it comes to storage, like this new OCZ TR200 drive from Toshiba. It's a great value SSD, offers a nice boost in performance for boot times, file transfers, and just general system and work operation with cutting-edge 3D flash memory and ultra-reliable controller with built-in power management. Consider the upgrade today with TR200. It's available in different capacities. Check it out below. Alright, so the H500 comes in two variants, the $69 basic version and the H500i, which includes the Smart Hub at $99. Now I have the H500i that includes the Smart Hub for the fan control. There's also the built-in RGB strip up top and behind the cable cover, but the bare bones $69 kit is just a frame with the two fans, and I am totally okay with that because you could potentially spend the $30 on a set of fans for the front if you are air cooling. And the H500 now completes the entire H series lineup, so you now have the H200 for ITX, H400 for micro ATX, the H500 as your ATX mid tower, and the H700 full tower. Now the exterior format is familiar. This is unmistakably an NZXT enclosure with those hard metal corners. There's a discrete logo at the front that shows up only at certain light angles, nice touch, and it almost looks like this encapsulated frame without any ventilation on the left side or the front, only at the top with that exhaust fan and the right side panel that is your intake area. Now NZXT has assured us that they've done their own airflow testing to make sure that this design is not a choking hazard. And in my own temperature testing, the CPU ran only 2 degrees hotter versus what I got with the H500P mesh, and this is with only the 140mm intake added for the front, so temperatures are totally fine as long as you add some form of front intake. The power supply shroud is part of the frame. This is kind of becoming the trend for like budget enclosures with a shorter glass window. It is secured with a single thumb screw at the back, plus 2 pegs up top holding it in place, and the bottom lip with these plastic support pieces to actually catch the panel. The end result is a glass piece that is flush against the frame without any thumb screws sticking out on the visible side. The rear side panel has captive thumb screws, a dust filter for that ventilation strip, and a convenient mount so you press the side panel in against any cables. Also, the top and the front are one sheet of metal that allows NZXT to save a lot on tooling costs and channel that additional funds for the interior that has been refined. And so overall, it's a simple design that is cost effective and should exceed your expectations of build quality for this price, and that's a very important thing seeing that it's replacing the S340 Elite. The I/O is basic with purple USB 3 ports. There are 7 + 2 vertical PCI slots, 2 120mm fans included for exhaust. The top one is covered with a not so accessible dust filter, and the power supply area is dust protected. Size wise, it's pretty compact, about the same height as the Mesh FIC but slightly longer, and I guess it's just a matter of personal taste whether you like this non-complicated design. But the question is it Fred approved? So let's go inside. First, you notice the interior is separated by that cable cover that is there instead of the rubber grommets. It is now slightly thinner and fits the interior proportions. The 2 SSD caddies sit on this perforated floor, so you can maneuver them around a little bit, and both can be relocated behind the mobile tray. Plus, the perforation is good for airflow if the power supply is facing up. The front fan bracket is good for 280mm radiators and is attached via thumb screws, and the idea here is to have the fans spaced out out enough from the front panel, which is why there's so much space here. Now, because of how the cable cover is shaped, you have 60 millimeters of spacing available, which is your standard radiator plus fans, and that's it. You have like maybe 5 millimeters of extra clearance in there left over, but not push-pull unless you remove the cable cover. You could also install a 120 rad at the back, nothing at the top, only the exhaust fan because there's simply not enough height clearance above the motherboard for a radiator to fit there, but at the back and for the front is your water cooling compatibility. In the bottom chamber, we have a drive cage, but notice there are no drive caddies, which means you must remove the whole thing in order to secure your 3.5-inch storage. Not that convenient, but for cable management, NZXT has the right idea with plastic channels for smaller cables and this main cable exit behind the cable cover with a few of these Velcro straps. Now, I absolutely love this front panel connector, makes installation so much easier, and to get the GPU mounted, you must first remove the vertical slot that sits on this convenient bracket, and well, here's my basic system finished. A pleasant experience all around with pre-installed motherboard standoffs, large cutouts above and below the motherboard, and good spacing for that cable cover so it doesn't press on the 24-pin too much. The illumination is quite nice, lighting up the hardware from above and behind the cable cover with an even spread throughout the interior, so no matter the color or effect, the entire interior is fully illuminated and you control all that through CAM software. Now, because the top LEDs are bare and not diffused, you get this nasty reflection on the glass from each of the LEDs, and this is visible at eye level, so I would recommend placing some form of piece of diffusion paper on there to avoid reflections. And also another lighting aspect that I don't like is the spill from the power button. It's a minor thing, but it illuminates only one of the USB ports and not the other. Attention to detail, huh? And as for cleaning up the cables, you use the Velcro straps for the thick 24-pin cable and route the rest through other channels. Quick and easy, no complaints here. And so for the 69 bucks for the frame for the H500 without the hub and without the LED strip, it is a knockout. It is competing directly against the new P350X, both of which are fantastic options within that price territory. But this one gives you a little bit more character and elegance and definitely deserves the HardwareCanucks damn good award. And for the $30 premium, you are getting the fan controller and the LED strips, so it's cheaper to go that route instead of buying them individually. So if you are after the bling and potentially adding more fans and having all that control through CAM software, be my guest. The $30 premium isn't that much, but the $70 price point is a fantastic baseline. Alright, so that's it. Let me know what you think of this replacement for the S340. You know, I think they're modernizing it so that it kind of matches to the rest of their H series lineup. That makes sense. And yeah, I'm excited to see if there's going to be like an H700. Does H700 already exist? Maybe an 800? Huh. Alright guys, so I'm Dmitry. Make sure to check out this other relevant content. And we'll see you in the next video.